architect of alternate realities. Characters. 1. Lydia, 35. A talented translator who feels stuck. She constantly replays Event X in her head. The day when she was publicly humiliated at the defense of her diploma, and the closest person did not support her. 2. Orion. A master of He looks like an eccentric artist in a studio where instead of paintings there are windows to different versions of the past. 3. Like a 22-year-old. The previous version of Lydia on the very day of Event X, fragile, frightened, with trembling hands. 4. Resource Council. A group of entities that embody wisdom, protection, and unconditional love. Part 1. Entrance to the Chronos Atelier. At the end of the corridor was a door behind which the same sound could always be heard. The mocking laughter of the commission and the silence on the phone as she waited for a call from her father. "Are you here again?" A voice rang out. Orion was standing beside her. His studio was bathed in golden light. "I can't get past that door," Lydia admitted. "It's draining my strength." "It's because you go in there unarmed." Orion handed her a crystal palette. "We can't erase what was, but we can rebuild this moment." "What if you had all the resources in the world then? Not just money, but also support, confidence, magic?" Psychological pause. Number 1. Close your eyes. Imagine your Event X. What is the first image that comes to mind? Cold? Darkness? Loneliness? Now, imagine that the master is standing next to you and says, "Today, we are going to rebuild this scene. We have an unlimited budget and any magic." What 3 senses did you miss the most at that moment? For example, protection, pride, warmth. Part 2. Resource Inventory. Orion snapped his fingers, and the walls of the workshop parted. "Choose your defenders, Lydia." "Who was supposed to be in that hall?" "My father," she said quietly, "but he was busy with work. In this reality, your father is the great guardian." Orion waved his brush. He abolished all the affairs of the world in order to be there. "But this is not enough." "Who else?" "I myself. But not that frightened girl. But the one I have become now." She herself appeared in front of Lydia, confident, in an elegant suit, with shining eyes. "And one more thing." Lydia squeezed her eyes shut. "I need the feeling that I am under the protection of an invisible army." A creature named Wisdom threw a cloak of starry cloth over Lydia's shoulders, rendering any words of criticism powerless. A creature named Love gave her a sphere that radiated warmth, that warmed Lika's icy palms. Part 3. Reenactment of the event. The door of Event X swung open. Lydia and Orion went inside. Same audience. The same smell of old paper. Lika stands behind the lectern, her voice trembling, and the commission looks down on her. "Stop," Orion commanded. Time froze. Lydia approached her young version. "Lika, look at me. You're not alone." Lydia snapped her fingers, and the space began to transform. 1. Space. The gray walls of the auditorium were transformed into a majestic amphitheater, bathed in sunlight. The commission no longer sat at a table, but on low benches. They were simply students, eager to hear its truth. 2. Support group. Her father was sitting in the front row. He was not looking at his phone. He was looking at Lika with such delight, as if she had just discovered a new planet. 3. Inner strength. Lydia put the sphere of love into Lika's hand. The girl's voice instantly strengthened. "Now start again," Lydia whispered. Lika spoke. Her words were no longer an attempt to pass the exam. It was a symphony. When one of the professors tried to ask a snarky question, the starcloth cloak on the girl's shoulders turned his words into rose petals that simply fell to the floor. Psychological pause number 2. Visualize your event X. In the maximum configuration, add special effects to make your offenders small and funny, with wings growing behind you, or a wall of your personal heroes. Feel your breathing change in this new scene. How do you feel now that you are the winner? Part 4. Reframing the finale. In the original past, Lika ran out of the hall in tears. In the new reality, everything was different. When Lika finished, the hall burst into applause. Her father was the first to jump up from his seat and hugged her so tightly that all the pain of the last 10 years simply disappeared from her lungs. Do you see? Orion asked. The brain does not always distinguish vivid imagination from reality. If you feed this moment with resources, the old neural connection "I am the victim" will begin to thin out. A new connection, "I am supported by the world," becomes your new foundation. Lydia came up to Lyka and hugged her. Two women, the past and the present, merged into one radiant silhouette. Part 5. Return with the gifts. Lydia was standing in Orion's workshop again. "Now, you can leave," the master said. "But remember, the resources we created now live in your body. Every time you are scared, remember that guardian father and that star's cloak? This is not a fantasy. This is your new emotional truth." Lydia left the corridor of her memory was no longer gray. The door of Eventex has turned into a golden arch. Epilogue. Lydia woke up in the morning. For the first time in a long time, she didn't feel the usual tightness in her chest at the thought of her diploma. She picked up the phone and saw the one she had missed from her father. Previously, she would have been upset that he was calling at the wrong time again. But today she smiled. "Hello, Guardian," she said. "I have a great story to tell you." Psychological pause. Number 3. Completion. To make this reframing take hold, do one material action. Find an item resource anchor that will remind you of your new version of the event. It can be a ring, a symbol of power, a stone, a symbol of support, or just a colored ribbon.